obviously you don't want to give up one late, but at the end of the day, it happens. But I like the way we responded and able to get that extra point in overtime, which is huge.
How did you feel about the way Dobes performed?
Yeah, he thought he was great. A couple of huge saves, especially in the kill, backdoor plays. So he did his job tonight, gave us a chance, and it's great to reward him with a big win in the end.
How tough is it, in the end of the game when the momentum is on their side and they're playing so much of the rush for you guys to, flip it around and take control of that puck?
Yeah, they're a good team. They were coming pretty good at the end. They got some life off their power play a little bit, but we handled it well. Obviously, when they tied it up, there's no panic. Stay composed and drew a big penalty there in the end. A great play by Tex and scored a big goal.
Solid. A couple big kills there. Obviously, they tied it up late. It's a tough one to stop, but I thought for most of the game he was steady, played the puck well, and made key saves. When we needed them. The guy's a battler, gamer, and he showed it again tonight. So he's been really good for a while now, and couldn't be more proud of him.
You guys are obviously working on your killer instinct. Just how far along in that process do you think you are, and what would make it come for real?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to say, where we're at right now. I think, the past couple of games haven't gone our way, I think, as much as we wanted them to. Obviously having some leads, but I thought tonight, we stayed through it, stuck with it, and, even though we didn't get one on the power play there at the end, I think, big man stepped up here and got the win for us.
Can you talk about the streak that you're
on? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, that's how hockey goes. I think you could totally go the opposite. I'll go a couple games without a goal. I think just like where my game's at right now, I think I'm getting a lot of chances, and obviously the goalie made some big saves on me a couple times. Could have more, but happy to get 30 today.
When you're hockey where you are right now,
it was good enough today, so yeah, good.
What did you like about your own performance?
Giving, once we took the lead, we didn't give it back, they haven't tied it in such a long time, so I feel like they got a little frustrated, and, unfortunately they tied it up, but I like that I was keeping it, or we were keeping it 2-1 for a longer period of time, and I feel like, I wouldn't say they got a little lucky, but we got very unfortunate 3 minutes left, so I feel like we could have closed it earlier.
How satisfied are you with the fact that you were able to make some very important saves in the third period there where they were knocking at the door?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team. I feel like they felt desperate. They lost 7-1 in Ottawa the last game, so they definitely wanted that one pretty bad. And yeah, I was kind of in my flow state, tracking and playing. I was feeling good, so yeah, it was pretty good.
Those backdoor saves that you made, is it just about knowing that the guy is there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, this Mark Stone is really good around the net, and we had a pre-scout, and we knew that they like to make those plays, so just something that you keep in mind that they probably won't shoot it from that side of the net, and they will probably go backdoor. So just a good pre-scout, and I was patient with that, yeah.
When you talk about you in your flow state, The big guy. Talk about that move.
How much of a relief is it to resist like that in the third, allow that goal, but then relieved with that big goal?
Yeah, it's obviously a huge game after what happened in Boston, and wasn't the prettiest way of doing it, but just to get the result was great, and we can hopefully move forward from that and get on a little roll.
As you're going up there on the right wing, is your mind already made up of what you're going to do in front of the goal?
No, I'm not like that. I was thinking goals might be open, and that was the initial thought, but it felt like their D-man took them away, and I don't think I ever had backhand planned until I went to my backhand, so yeah.
How did you feel you addressed the things you wanted to work on today?
It was okay. There's ways of improving our third period still, but that's a really good team that made a push, and we held on. And penalty kill wise, there's definitely room for improvement still. I feel like Dobes made some bigger saves than you wish he had to, but still a step in the right direction to get a little bit more confidence with that and kill some penalties in the third.
How key were these 3 kills at the start?
Pardon me?
How key were these 3 kills at the beginning of the third period?
Yeah. Again, it wasn't the prettiest, but Dobes made some huge saves, some big plays by the killers, and once you do that, I think the team gains a little bit of confidence to close the game out. Obviously, we didn't, but probably would have lost if we gave up a goal.
How would you describe Dobes' compete level?
Ben, tu sais, t'essaies de faire du progrès, tu sais. Puis encore, ça, c'est du jour à jour. Mais tu sais, tu regardes notre désavantage. Puis il n'y avait rien de parfait, mais on est allé chercher du progrès là-dedans. Comment qu'on a géré la troisième? Je trouve qu'il y avait du progrès. Tu sais. Puis je sais, ça garantit rien. Ça montre les pourcentages, c'est tout. Tu sais. Puis c'est plate de donner le deuxième but. Mais j'ai aimé comment on s'est comporté. Je trouve qu'on a joué une game mature. Puis on est acheté un gros jeu de Jake en overtime. On est acheté la victoire. Tu sais, comme je l'ai dit, la ligne est mince. Tu sais, puis on joue du bon hockey. Puis c'est de continuer.
Le travail de Jakub Dobes aussi.
Ah, il était excellent. Il était très excellent. Oui, il fait partie de ça.
Jean-François et Dave.
Moi, je voulais poursuivre sur Dobes. Oui, c'est une victoire d'équipe, mais sens-tu que la deviette de Dobes qui était très combative ce soir dans le filet?
Mais je pense pas qu'on doit une performance comme ça pour un joueur. Je pense qu'on doit ça pour l'équipe. Tu sais. Puis chaque joueur, ils ont leur partie, là. Ils ont leur rôle, ils ont leurs actions sur la glace qui influencent le résultat. Puis Dobes, il a influencé le résultat ce soir.
Bonsoir Martin.
Bonsoir.
Pour continuer sur Dobes, c'est son 7e match de suite où il ne perd pas en temps régulier. Ça remonte au début du mois de décembre, la dernière fois qu'il a perdu en temps régulier. Je ne sais pas si tu as un numéro 1, un numéro 2 dans ta tête, mais est-ce que ça t'aide des fois à prendre des décisions quand un gardien est sur un hot streak comme ça, mettons?
Ça fait toujours partie de l'équation.
Peux-tu développer?
Ben, on prend des décisions, toutes pour le meilleur de l'équipe, du joueur. Tout fait partie des décisions.
Sorry, you've answered a bunch of questions about Dobes already, but just in English, how are you seeing him mature off the ice and on the ice in terms of the way he approaches the game?
I mean, I think he's been. I think for every young guy, like you come to this league, and it's the hardest league to play in, physically, mentally. And, I think our young guys are learning to be pros. And, and I think he's done that. I think he's been ready for his starts. And he's been battling every day, try to keep improving. And, and tonight he gets to start and he goes out there and he's a battler. Dobes a battler. But I think he's been a pro through it all.
Third period, Marty, your team seemed to play a mature game, like puck in good places and stuff like that. You said many times this season that it's the youngest team in the NHL, but it's not an excuse. As a coach, what kind of satisfaction, where do you see your team maybe maturing the most?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a part of our young team development to learn to play in these games. And we have great opportunities to keep learning because we find ourselves in those situations more than ever. And I think that's the process that where we're at in our process is to learn to play in those third period. And I thought tonight, I thought we improved compared to the Boston game with nothing guaranteed, obviously. We still gave up a second goal, but I felt like our intentions were way better. I think we managed the puck way better. And, now it's game by game, but can we keep improving in that department? But the fact that we have these opportunities is really good for our young team.
Actually, but specifically to playing a deep game with a lead in the third period, like did you see lessons learned basically from one game to the next in terms of decisions that were made on the ice?
Yeah, I think you got to learn, you got to learn quick a little bit, and it's how you, as a coach, I always say you have to convince your players, certain things, and I felt like we possessed in the O-zone. We were calculated. We stayed on the forecheck. We didn't retrieve, pull back. We stayed in there. It was hard for them. They had to defend. It was hard for them to go generate something, because of it. And if you come in waves and you couldn't do that shifts after shifts, and we had some great, intentions and getting puck in good spot, and they knock it down, right? It's so like, and you can have the right intentions. It doesn't guarantee anything. It raises the percentages, like I always say. And I felt like we just got to stay in that, We're going to find ourselves, I feel, this year, more and more these opportunities to close game out, tight game. You see the standings, the teams we're playing some really good team. You got to be calculated what you do with the puck and your decision making in the third, and I thought we were.
Martin, évidemment, Caufield est sur une belle séquence en ce moment, mais on a l'impression que chacune de ses présences, il participe à augmenter la cadence de jeu, ce qui rend son trio plus dangereux. Y a-t-il quelque chose de différent dans son jeu ou dans le jeu de son trio comparativement au moment où, mettons, autour de début décembre, les choses allaient moins bien pour ça?
Ben, c'est pas... C'est un sport d'équipe, c'est pas une game individuelle. Il y a des moments individuels. Mais, je pense qu'il joue en dedans des principes de la game. Quand on est dans l'espace, ça prend du ballon. Fait que, tu peux patiner bien vite, mais tu peux patiner partout puis nulle part. Il faut que tu ailles où ce que la game te demande. tout dépendamment aussi tes coéquipiers sont, si on est dans l'espace ou on est sous pression. Il y a des principes. Puis je pense qu'il joue en dedans des principes qui l'aident à avoir des touches. Puis c'est sûr, quand il y a ses touches dans l'espace, mais là, tu vois vraiment son rythme. Là. Tu vois ça. Fait que je pense que quand tu restes en dedans des principes de même, ça garantit rien, mais ça l'élève le pourcentage d'aller chercher ces touches-là. Fait que c'est ça. Il joue que les pourcentages présentement. Puis quand il y a ces moments individuels, mais là, il y a une bonne confiance présentement, qui est capable de faire ces choses-là aussi. Fait que je pense que c'est comprendre que c'est pas une game individuelle, c'est une game d'équipe, puis tu vas en avoir des moments individuels.
Excuse-moi. Il n'a pas marqué ce soir, mais Kirby Dach a semblé jouer avec beaucoup de confiance, beaucoup d'aplomb dans les coins de patinoire surtout. Qu'est-ce que tu as pensé de son match?
J'ai aimé son match. Je te dirais comme équipe, il n'y a pas de joueur vraiment que j'ai pas aimé leur game. Je trouve qu'on était très, très alerte, très engagé. On était à la tâche. Kirby était très combatif à soir. Puis c'est des actions qui sont dures à mesurer, mais c'est des actions qui aident l'équipe beaucoup. Puis je trouve qu'il y a eu une influence sur le match à soir.
Est-ce que tu vois une progression de match en match? Je sais qu'il n'est pas revenu depuis très longtemps, mais tu sais, quand même manqué beaucoup de temps. Est-ce que tu vois qu'il monte son jeu, justement?
Oui, moi je suis content de ce que Docker fait jusqu'à date.
Oui, Martin, je voudrais revenir sur le but qui a été éventuellement refusé à Caufield. En droit, il y a ce qu'on appelle des délais de prescription. Quand tu fais une infraction, ça ne peut pas être poursuivi après qu'un certain temps soit écoulé. Le but a été refusé comme 56 secondes ou quelque chose comme ça après le hors-jeu. Ça n'avait pas d'impact sur le jeu qui s'est développé après. Donc, est-ce que ça aurait du sens qu'il y ait une modification au règlement? C'est genre après un certain temps.
Non, moi je pense qu'on a la technologie présentement de mettre les choses où c'est qu'ils devraient être. C'était hors-jeu. Puis je serais curieux de savoir. Je trouve qu'on perd beaucoup de buts sur hors-jeu. Je sais pas si c'est comparé à les autres équipes, mais il me semble qu'on en perd beaucoup. Fait que peut-être quelqu'un peut me revenir avec ça, prochain point de presse. Si je suis des patates ou non, mais c'est plate. Ça aurait été le fun de pouvoir se séparer et d'avoir un autre but. Mais...
Oui, mais si le jeu s'était transporté dans l'autre zone, par exemple, puis que, mettons, c'était Vegas qui était allé scorer, vous autres, vous n'auriez pas pu dire « Ah, ben c'était hors-jeu il y a 2 minutes. »
Non, la minute la POC sort, c'est fini, ça. Oui, ça aurait été plate, ça. Ouais.
Merci, Martin.